helping me. Right. Help me to take a few more. Close eyes also can do one. Then I can play tic-tac-toe using my close eyes technique. Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now let's start our syllabus. Right. For those who are late, this is me. Oh, forgot to change here. God. Sorry, I changed name already. Yeah. This photo is okay, what? You want the one with the middle finger one? No, that time not when I take that photo, not handsome, so I cannot take the unicorn one. Or unicorn. Oh, yeah, you let me the unicorn. Right? Yeah, true. Yes, I'm the unicorn. I'm special. I don't use branded stuff because I'm the brand itself. Yeah. Okay. So this chapter one. Chapter one is pretty simple. Ladies and gentlemen, chapter one is pretty simple, right? Just need to know why you need to study macro. What are the target? What are the objectives? And what are the components of macro? Right. First of all, macro comes from Greek. Macro means big. That's all. Right. Economy also actually comes from a Greek word. Economist means someone that manage the household, but this household become very big, very big, very big. In the end, it becomes then the economy. Right. It used to be they are diverse near the ocean. So economy just means one household, one household. After that, they become centralized. Right. They start to do farming, agriculture, and so on. So now then they have an emperor, they have a king, and so on. So they start to centralize everything. It becomes economy. Right. So the household become bigger and bigger. Right. That's all. So what's the difference between micro and macro? Anyone can tell me? Is that a quick intro? Micro, yes. What's the difference between micro and macro? Micro is in the country. Macro? Something similar, very close, good. Between two countries, consider macro. Right, but that one is only international trade. So let me just share with you a little bit on what is micro and macro. Right? Micro is actually Okay. Micro and macro, they are actually used by not only economics, it's used by all the science subjects, like microbiology. For microbiology, you look at amoeba, nucleus, all this. You use microscope to look at this micro, right? It's a single unit, right? In the entire human body, there's a single unit, or in the entire plant, there's only single unit. This micro. This is what you have encountered in the first semester. Then what's macro? Macro is like that. Okay, maybe is the thing, then eaten by the thing, right? Then after that, eaten by the very thin thing. Then this one eaten by human. Okay. Okay, what is this? Anyone can guess? No one. Huh? What? Exactly. What is it? Nice. Yes, this is a food chain. Food chain is macro. Macro. Make sense? Food chain, food web. All this are macro. Huh? Yeah, draw properly. Draw properly. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I always believe, I told before, my drawing is just for entertainment purpose. It's never for education purpose.
What's that banana?
Right? Banana. Yeah, you're right. You're so smart, lah. Right? How to draw monkey, by the way? Something like that, lah. So what is this? What is this? What is this? You know?
Tiger.
Hey, smart Like that also can guess. Not bad. Right? Okay, something like that. Okay. So this is the macro. So it's not only used by econs. Okay? Micro is something that you need to use a microscope to look at. Right? Macro is the entire big picture. Make sense? Right? I believe even not science student, you know what's food web, right? And organism, right? And, okay, cool. Okay, this is micro macro. Make sense? So now we talk about relevance of macro. There are 5 reasons on why you have to go through this subject. First one is to describe and explain economic trend. right? Economic trend is something like that. Right, this economic trend. Okay, make sense? Yeah, you have to learn how to explain this all later on, right? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? I don't know. This economic trend, right? But we remove from the syllabus right there. Too easy for you, right? Second, to predict what will happen to the economy in the future. Although in micro, I said before, in account we look at history. Economics will look at the present. Finance will look at the future. But we actually can also predict a little bit ahead of the future due to we can look at the current trend and predict, right? So what I mean by prediction is just like that. We just want to predict at this point, for example, when your economy is at this current point, will it go up? Will it remain stagnant or constant? Constant is the best, or it will fall. That's all. We want to predict using some data, using some analysis. We want to see whether it will go up, go down, or remain constant, right? So do you mind if I share a little bit of my story with your seniors, right? 3 or 4 years ago, before Donald Trump took over the presidency, 3 or 4 years ago, like the previous election, not this one, right? I told my students by the end of the year, if you want to go for travel, remember to buy the foreign currency first. Remember to buy foreign currency first. Because if Donald Trump take over the presidency, currency will depreciate. Malaysian currency will depreciate, will drop. So found that it was true. After Donald Trump take over the presidency, your currency fall until now. 3 or 4 years. Right. I also regretted I didn't buy a lot of foreign currency. Right. Because COVID-19 also a lot of stuff right going on. Not enough cash to buy more foreign currency because I want to travel also. Right. So that's the thing. So in the end, you know what happened? Students go and tell their parents, oh, hey, go and buy. My economics lecturer say, why? Right? But you know what Asian parents do to their children? You know what Asian parents do? Nah, your kids only, you know what? What if they don't drop? Then I make a loss. Blah 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 blah. In the end, no one listen on. Their parents don't listen on. In the end, they regret. After that, then only your students, your seniors told me, yeah, sir, why my parents don't want to listen to me? I was like, normal Asian parents, right? Okay. So this is what you do, Asian parents, useless one, yeah, including me, All right. So yeah, I cannot discriminate Asian parents when I'm Asian parents myself. So don't say I'm discriminating. Number 3 is to measure economic welfare. You need to know a few measurements to measure the economic welfare. One of it is the most infamous, what we call the GDP, right? GDP, right? You'll know what's GDP later on. What GDP, all right? Okay. Another one is what? RGDP, right? RGDP, okay? Very important. Is to measure the economy, whether they are growing or not. Do you know what your senior write for me? Anyone can guess? Your senior write what in the exam? LGBT. It's fantastic. Fantastic. I don't know throughout the 14 weeks what I have taught. Until they only remember LGBT. They don't know RGDP. Right? It's my fault, it's my fault. Right? I always say, right, it's always my fault. It's always not your fault, right? Because when I ask you, do you understand? It's my fault. You don't understand, it's my fault, man. I cannot ask you, do you understand, man? I always ask you what? Do I make you understand? If you don't understand, it's my fault. Like that, right? First tier lecture like that. Okay. So please do not write, although this is only the first lecture, please remember RGDP and GDP is not LGBT. Okay? Okay? Right? Now even Barbie can be in a movie already. So any LGBT, any non-halal stuff can also be in the movie theater. So remember, but don't write LGBT. Cannot. How many of you can promise me not to write LGBT? We'll see. Time will tell. LGBT. Because that time got Thor and also got the Buzz Lightyear ma. All got, you know, they cannot go through the cinema, right? Right? All got banned ma, because of LGBT issue ma. So I thought a little bit lor. Then in the end, they only remember LGBT, they don't remember LGBT one. I don't know what you're doing. Anyway, so number 4 is to determine the standard of living. It's increasing all the time, right? This one is very important. How do we measure standard of living in economics? Please write down, right? We only use one way for foundation to determine the standard of living, right? Do you know, first of all, do you know what standard of living? What's standard of living? Quality in life. What else? I need to start my naming convention. Early in the afternoon, you want me to do this? Aisha, do you know what's Saiha? Do you know what is standard of living? Yeah. It's the living standard. Just like your mother, what is your mother? Mother is my mom. My mom is my mother, that's all. This is how you explain, right? So, standard of living, any idea? Huh? Don't know how to explain. Okay, don't need to explain. How do we measure? Do you know any ways to measure? Because in economics, right, if we cannot measure the thing, we want to measure the thing, we will create our own thing, right? I told before, right, like the utility in micro last time, like satisfaction. So how do we measure? Do you think? What do we use to measure? No, CPI, no. CPI is to measure inflation. Thanks for your. What did you say?
I say income.
Income?
I say income.
Income is to measure the economic growth, the GDP there, right? It's using, take note, I will use this a lot of times. Choices. The more choices you have, the higher is the standard of living. It's not using money, okay, using choices. Even you are very rich in the entire world, if the shopping mall only got one product for you to buy, then your standard of living is very low. You know what I mean? Okay, the entire country only got one car for you to buy, then your standard of living is still very low. It depends on how many choices you have. The more choices you have, the higher is your standard of living. The lesser choices you have, the lesser is your standard of living, right? And last is to develop and apply some policies to improve the national economic performance. The policies in economics are mostly just monetary policy and fiscal policy. These two are the two main big ones, right? Then we also have some variables that you will learn throughout this. Business cycle remove already, don't need to care. Output, you need to know throughout the semester what's output, what's economic growth, what is the inflation, what's employment, unemployment, interest rate, wage rate, international trade, foreign exchange. This one you will learn throughout the chapter, this one chapter 4, this one chapter 3, this one chapter 3, this one throughout the chapter, this one throughout the chapter, this one chapter 6. These two. Right? International trade and foreign exchange will be chapter 6. Okay, any questions so far? This is what we're going to go through later on if you are not absent. Right? Okay, why don't we make a daily assignment this time? Right? How many of you plan to take some MC plan to be absent in my class? I will count how many times this time. Then I will start my MC and on leave starting from week 13 onwards. So if like more than 50% of you on MC, then the 13 week last class I will be on MC. Then if you are on MC again, then 13 week second last class I will also be on MC. Then going like that. Right? When over, good we cancel class every day. You're happy, right? Right? Happy, right? Anyone want to make this deal with me? Want to do some pinky promise? No? Right, okay, fine then. Then I have to teach you what to do. Okay, so there are 4 components of macro. Take note, We don't use consumer so often. We use household nowadays, right? Household for macro. Household, what is a household? Individual? Let me give you two choices. You choose. Household refers to what? Household, first of all, refers to one individual living alone. Like for example, you rent a house in KL, but you actually are from Sabah, riding crocodile. Huh? Yes. Why are you looking at the phone? Crocodile rider? Huh? You want to Google what is household? Exactly right. So pay attention. Later I have to explain again. Or one individual living with family. Right. It's very stressful living with family, so I use red color. Right. Okay, so which one, ladies and gentlemen? Who chose number one? Living alone. Who chose number two? Okay, more of you choose number two. So what's the answer, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, correct. In the cons, the main answer is what? It depends. Week 15, 16, really still like that. Okay, so the answer is both. If you are single, you work in KL, you want to rent a house, but you actually from Sabah, you are considered one household. Then your family is considered another household, right? But if you are now in KL, then you live with your family in KL, in the same house, you're considered one household as well. Does it make sense? So household refers to both. All right, take note. Then we also have, we also have the firms. Firm still refers to the producer side, right? These are the main two components in macro. There are one assumption that you need to take note. Please write down this assumption. The first assumption for econs or your macro is assumption. Assume household. Oh, by the way, household is my own acronym. House H/H. This is not econs. It's not in course acronym. It's just my own. Assume household owns all the resources. This is the main thing if we want to look at the components of macro. Right? What are the four types of resources? Micro time, Amanda. Four types of resources. Wow, not bad. Still remember. Land, labor. What else? Cannot remember. Entrepreneur. What else? And capital. Wow, this one painful when I mark your final exam paper. Factors of production, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. Short run long run what at least one variable is fixed any answer but factors of production. Now these are the four factors of production in case you want to know your final exam answer. Now this is the easiest 4 marks in the world. I really need to come up with like that. What is this, ladies and gentlemen, like that? Next time like that. Okay, in your final exam, then only you can know. Okay, you know how to do. All right. Anyway, so these are the four factors of production. In case you're still wondering, right? So after this assumption is correct, then only we can continue with these components, right? If we assume household owns all the resources, household will have to provide all the factor services, which is the factor of production, to the firms. Then firms have to pay them to buy the factors of production, which are wages, rent, interest, and profits, right? Wages is for what? Labor. Rent is for what? Land. Interest is for what? Capital. Profit is for what? Entrepreneur. Hey, why you? I never learn micro one. You boy, are you? Come on. We come to here. Hey, you don't want to drop, man? Drop lah. Take advertising very fun, no? Miss Chloe, Miss Chloe, right? Miss Chloe very fun, one. You can use a lot of colorful pencil and pen, and you highlight everything, right? Okay. And household will also have to buy things from the firms, right? So at the same time, the firms will give them the goods and services. Okay. So firms buy resources from household, household buy things, the output from the firms. We also have another two more components. Notice the dark color one. This one is not one of the component, right? But I put it here because we are going to use it later, right? The another two components are government, right? Household need to pay tax to the government. Government will spend on the firms. Okay, this is the problem. Why government need to spend on the firms? I thought firms are already rich already, ladies and gentlemen. Ashley, what do you think? Why the government got too much money? Nothing to do. Why I need to spend on the firms?
Subsidies.
Subsidies is very small portion in macro. Subsidies is only very small portion of macro. So other than subsidies, what other funds? Why government need to spend on the firms? Any idea? Let's see one more. Mail-in. Not all firms are rich. Still subsidize that one. Then I subsidize them, right? The main reason government spend on the firms because government need the firms to produce public goods, right? Government, they don't build their own factory to build traffic lights. Make sense? Then how government get the traffic lights? Government pay the firms to produce traffic lights. Does it make sense? Make sense? Government, they don't pay, they don't produce tar themselves. The tar, right? They don't produce this tar themselves. Government have to buy from them. So government spend on the producers. Does it make sense? So remember, there are three ways that government spend on the firms. First way is like what you say, subsidies. This is the minority one. The major one is to buy public goods. The last one is to pay for government servant salary. Right? Make sense? These are the three ways of their government spending. But if I spend on firms, mostly it's these two. If I only spend on firms, right? Government servant salary, like your high school, your primary school teachers, or your hospital doctors, your general hospital doctors, nurses, all this, and your not so useful policemen and firefighters, all those are paid using government spending. Right? Make sense? The last one is this one. Other countries. Right? This one later we will talk about that later on. Other countries is also known as the rest of the world, is also known as the global market. Take note, right? Different textbooks will use different terms, right? Household also buy imports from the other countries, right? The most popular imports that y'all buy is, as a student, is Faber Castell. Faber Castell is from where? Hey, I thought new semester, new me, OU. Huh? Faber Castell is from where? Anyone? Near there, but not France. Don't know. Germany. Faber Castell is from Germany. So the most correct. What do you say? You say Germany, is it? Good. Unfortunately, she's not Malaysian. Still Malaysian. Okay. Yo, Philippines, right? Yeah. Malaysian cannot answer. You say Philippines can answer. You don't know what you're doing. Anyway, so other countries we also export to, right? We also export to other countries. But notice the arrow. We export to other countries, but the arrow is not like inverted arrow. right? Because the money will pay to the firms, the local firms. So the money will pay to the firms, right? So it's not firms export to here, but other countries, they buy your products already, pay to the firms. So it's still going to the firms rather than another way around. So these are the four components of macro. Any questions so far? Any questions? Any questions? No. Why no question? No question, man. Zhen Jian, good question, Zhen Jian? Do you have questions? So how far? Okay, my teaching. You want to drop? Okay. Huh? I've never put in my recording in case you want to listen. They drop lah. Okay. Last part for today. Very fast. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this may be the only day that I end my class early. So please appreciate this. All right. Okay. Appreciate. Last slide for today. But actually we have a lot more. No. I decided no. No. Your reaction not very good. Okay. I will continue up there. No last slide. No last slide. All right. Initially, I want to give you last slide. Too bad. Yeah. Too bad. Okay. Okay. Too bad. So there are 5 objectives, but I decided to include one more, which is the number 6. Number 6 is this allocation of resources efficiently, right? So the first one is CPI. CPI is used to measure the price stability. In macroeconomics, government aim to achieve right now inflation between 1% and 3%. They aim to achieve this. Right, this is the first objective they want to achieve if they use you as a macroeconomist, right? So first of all, they want to maintain inflation rate between 1% and 3%. This is their objective, their first objective, right? Second, they want to ensure economic growth for their country. Okay, what you need to study and what's the target for the country depends on the GDP. GDP stands for gross domestic product, right? GDP stands for gross domestic product, right? This is to measure the economy, whether it's growing or not. Okay? Same like income. Income was also used to measure GDP, right? Later in chapter 2, you will know after you do 70% of the maths question, then you will know what is GDP, right? So, but in nowadays, recent decades, they not only want economic growth, they want sustainable economic growth. So you all know SDG, right? SDG. So what is sustainable? Continuous growth. What is sustainable? Anyone? Jianhao? Mr. Fong? What is sustainable? Now I know you never listened to my question just now, so I repeat. Do you know what is sustainable? Sustainable means what? Not only we want to use the resources, but we want to leave some resources for our future generation. Okay, make sense? Make sense? So we want to make sure it's sustainable, right? Number 3, the next objective is we want to change the unemployed to employed. We want to reduce unemployment and increase employment rate, right? We want to make sure it's either falling unemployment or rising employment. So you need to take note of these two because some students got confused, right? They go and write increase unemployment is their main objective and reduce employment. In the end, they themselves cause unemployment. That's the problem. Properly. Okay. Students. Okay. No, I changed my mind. Please don't drop this subject. Right. I need to share with you my knowledge so that you can build a better future generation rather than, okay, not so good future generation. Okay, okay. When I look at the future, you look at the future generation. The only thing that they're doing is what? Pressing their keyboards, right? Maybe watching OnlyFans in the economic sector, right? This is the future generation I'm looking right now. Quite scary when you see that, right? Okay, number 4, a more equitable distribution of income and wealth, right? More equitable means what? More equitable means what? They want to reduce inequality. Okay, not reduce quality. So look at Manho. Manho streaming video. What type of video you looking at? Kimetsu no Yaiba. Still. Huh? Ah, yeah. Okay. So what is equal? Equal is not fair. Fair is not equal. Write down. Right? Equal is not fair. Fair is not equal. What's the difference? Told before already last time. Don't know whether you remember or not. Lecture. Yep. Right. So to explain, I told before last time in micro class, if you keep on looking at your phone or your iPad while working part-time, but your friend keep on working and never look at their iPad and iPhone, right? But they're paid the same. This is equal, but this is not fair. Makes sense? So this objective itself is already very stupid objective, to be honest. Sorry, I'm not allowed to actually say out the word, but I can spell. They never say I cannot spell out the word, man. So it's pretty stupid actually, right? If you aim for equal, what do you mean by equal, ladies and gentlemen? What do you mean by equal? Right? Why the rich become the richest? Why the rich become richest? They have Apple, right? What else they have? They have talent, right? They're hardworking, right or not? Right? They have some business ideas, they can grow very big, So when you want to aim for equal, right, it means that you're penalizing them. Oh, you're too hardworking. You are too talented. You have too many ideas. I want to penalize you. I want to make sure everyone is equal. So this is quite stupid idea, to be honest. Right. But this is what the government asked me to share with you last time I share. All right. Number 5 is balance of payment. They want to achieve, in terms of international trade, balance of payment. Right. Balance of payment. We will use this in chapter 5 again. Okay, take note. Balance of payment means it is actually an accounting statement. So welcome to economics. You will also learn some accounting statements. But this accounting statement is not to record one company. It's to record the transaction. Record the transaction. Wait, hidden already. I don't know why. Transaction of disappearing of the and countries, between countries, right? Record the transaction between countries. Between BTW is between not by the way between countries. Make sense? Right? What do I mean by balance of payment then? No, what the macro mean? Balance in accounting is debit and credit, right? If you're wondering why I use DR and not DB, DR is international standard. I don't use DB, but DB is for local Malaysia. Malaysia, they use DB, right? So DR is equals to CR. This is what they want to aim for in the okay so far. Make sense? Which means what? They want to aim for what? Their debt must be equal to their revenue. Why they want to aim for this? Any idea? Why they don't want to aim for revenue more than debt? Why they only aim for debt equals to revenue? Isabel? Don't harm me. You know what I'm going to call you. So why? Why they want to aim? Why every country? Won't you agree? How many of you agree? Ladies and gentlemen, revenue more than debt is better than debt equals to revenue only. Correct? Revenue equals to debt. It's not very good, right? Revenue more than debt is better, right? Do you agree? How many of you agree? Then why all the countries only aim for revenue equals to debt? They don't want to aim for revenue greater than that. Why they don't want to aim for this? Revenue greater than that. Why they aim for revenue equals to that? Why? Any idea?
If one country is country.
Yes, you're right. And unfortunately in the world, right, is if you look at this thing I really like to watch on. Every time I feel I want to commit suicide, I will look at this, right? If you look at US debt clock, right? .org. This is the national debt for US right now. So this clock is running every second. How much is US debt right now? Ladies and gentlemen, the red card, the largest number. This one. How much is US debt right now? Anyone can count? All of you millionaire and billionaire son, right? You all don't know how to count zeros, man. How many? How much is the US debt right now? You counting? Hey, faster. 32 trillion US dollar. They cannot even make it equal. Their debt equals to revenue. They are still owning a lot of countries' debt money right now, right? How can they aim for revenue more than that, right? So that's why I always like to look at this. When I look at my credit card statement and I look at this number, I feel I'm safe. Because this country not bankrupt, why would I be bankrupt, you know? So every time you feel like commit suicide, turn to usdebtclub.org. You'll feel your life is better, seriously. Okay, seriously. Look at the numbers, the country, US country, just one country owes other countries, right? It's 32.6 trillion. Why? Because most of the countries, they borrow money from other countries to build their city when they are ancient times, during the ancient times. So until now they haven't paid because we need to add interest, right? And unfortunately for the most of the world, we don't use simple interest, we use compound interest. So it's actually compounding. Wait a second. You know compound interest, right? You'll pass your first sem maths, right? Anyone going to fail your first sem maths? Go in, 这样, why like that? 这样? Why you swimming while reading your maths textbook? Right? Okay, so this is the debt. Debt in terms of, yes, paper money also include other types, like I buy from your company, but I haven't paid you back. Buy things from company. So this is their revenue. The green color is their revenue. Only 4 trillion per year. How to pay the 32 trillion per year? Cannot one, sure going to bankrupt one US. So I wish US were bankrupt. So that at least when I convert to US dollar, right, not so expensive. Thanks to your government also. Great, right? So maybe, who knows, maybe this year suddenly US will declare bankrupt. But if US bankrupt, then every country, all the country bankrupt also. Same also. Right. Okay, next is this one. The last one that I still like to put is allocation of resources efficiently. Right? Because it's very important not only in micro but also in macro. Right? We still go through the scarcity issue. That's why we need to allocate our resources efficiently. Yes. Oh, hi. Hi. Why? Come in now, come in. What happened? I thought you take accounting already. Accounting 2, right?
Yeah.
I thought you take accounting 2.
But not this group only.
I thought you take accounting 2. Hey, I'm teaching accounting just now, you see?
That group.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm teaching accounting seriously. Bye.
Nice cut.
Bye. Oh, thanks.
Bye.
All right. Then in terms of economics, now we go back to economics. In terms of economics, what is debt and what's revenue? The debt is imports. Okay, use another color. Imports, write down, ladies and gentlemen. For imports, we use M to represent in econs. Okay, imports we use M because I is already taken by another thing, which is known as interest rate. So we use second letter to represent. M stands for imports. Okay, sorry, this is debt. Put here, right? M is debt. Revenue is exports. We use X to represent exports. Because E is already taken by another thing, right? In economics, we take out all our letters already from A to Z. Until in uni, yeah, you don't laugh. Until in uni, we started to use alpha, beta, gamma because not enough letters to use. Right? So in uni, year 1, good luck on alpha, beta, gamma later on. And it's a compulsory subject anyway, so cannot run. Which means we want to aim for imports equals to exports for balance of payment. Right? Imports equals to exports for balance of payment. That's for that. And that's the allocation of resources, you know. Right? Okay, that's all for today, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoy my early ending of the class. Because it's the first class, I don't want to stress you.